The midpoint for the Pirelli World Challenge Touring Car A and Touring Car B spec divisions has meant an extended stay in Mid-America. Coming off of an exciting 2 rounds at Road America, the series now comes to one of the most technical yet fun roller coaster rides on the planet, Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. It is time for our pre-race show, the standing start for the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Challenge presented by StopTech. Hi everybody and welcome. This is the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Challenge presented by StopTech. We are at the Optima Battery Fan Zone. This is one of the most popular hangouts at any of the Pirelli World Challenge races, certainly here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. I'm Greg Creamer, joined as always by Jeff Lepper. And Jeff, I'll tell you, we've got some amazing fan opportunities to unfold right in this area. The Recaro Lounge is right next door. So much to do here, but we're here to talk touring car racing in all 3 divisions, and we just came off most recently a very challenging and interesting event at Road America, and we saw some fabulous racing there in all 3 divisions. Now we come to a very different permanent road course, but it's a different type of track.
Yeah, Road America, the big wide open spaces. You come here, a tight technical. It's got a nice long straightaway there going into turn number 3. But this is going to be challenging on the teams. Not a lot of data on these cars. You don't have the engineering, not a lot of settings. So kind of what you got is what you got. You can adjust air pressure and your alignment, and that's it. So you come to a nice technical course like this, it's going to be down to drivers. And we have some of the best ones in TC, TCA, and TCB as our ladder system in Pirelli World Challenge.
Exactly, and for the Touring Car A cars, first time they've ever been here. So, I mean, that's a whole different lack of data, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing to look at there. It's a brand new car, brand new series. It's kind of... Hey, that's what we got. So here we go. We'll see how that plays out with the TCA class.
And, of course, at Road America in the touring car class, maybe the biggest piece of news wasn't so much who won, but who didn't. There's a team now that's looking to get back to that top step.
Yeah, Michael DeMio on the GrandAlarms.com Honda Civic Si from Compass 360. 6 wins on the year. He had a tough weekend, only finished second. So it's tough for him, I guess, but he wants to get back to that top step of the podium.
Well, we've also got a great battle unfolding in the points in Touring Car A. Shea Holbrook lost the point lead and now has to come back after Jason Wolf. There's a couple other guys right in that mix. But maybe one of the big stories, Jeff, is in Touring Car B spec. The guy who had really dominated the opening part of the season, huge wreck at Road America, missed both rounds. They're here, but it's a challenge.
Yeah, Brian Price, the Unlimited Racing RP Performance Honda Fit, crashed in qualifying in the kink, no less, at Road America. Not where you want to have an incident, period, in any type of car, especially a B-spec car. Missed both races. Able to keep his points lead, though. Some of the other guys behind him had trouble trying to get up in points. He maintains that lead coming into here. Got that car fixed. He's ready to go.
Well, that, of course, is a huge story. After an incident like that, getting back, getting the car repaired, and coming back and racing at the next event. Well, that's something we wanted to check in with Brian Price about in person. So a bit earlier, we found him in the paddock.
So here with Brian Price, the RP Performance Unlimited Auto Body Honda Fit, points leader in TCB at Road America, but still points leader even not making those 2 races.
I am extremely happy with that part of it. We went to Road America. We had a 216-point lead. Just wanted to play it safe, and unfortunately in qualifying ended up going off in the kink and put it in the wall and making the car unfortunately unfixable for the race.
Now when you go off in the kink, that's obviously the car's unfixable. What did you have to go through to get this car back ready and try to still salvage a championship? I mean, it really worked for you when some of the guys that were behind you didn't have a good weekend as well.
Yeah, it definitely, on the way home, I left Friday right after the accident, drove home and was listening and watching the races on the website and saw that a few of my competitors didn't have the best of days, and that gave me a little motivation to start working on the car. On Saturday, I actually put the car up and dismantled the whole entire front end of the car to start making a list of what it's going to take. And it was just sheer determination and many, many late nights to get the car together for today.
And how long did that take total time, you think?
I lost count of hours. That's hard to tell you, to be honest with you.
Now with 3 rounds remaining, we have this round, then Brainerd, and then the season's at Miller. Championship hopes now? Do you not go for the win now and try to salvage that championship because you have such a smaller deficit now?
That is a double-edged sword on that aspect. The racer in me says I'm going for the win no matter what, but the overall picture is to go for a Pirelli World Championship, and that is the ultimate goal. So I am going to go for a win, but I'm not going to take extra chances.
Well, we'll see if Brian Price can still salvage the championship after a disastrous Road America weekend, looking for the top step of the podium 2 times here this weekend.
Well, Jeff, as we see so often in racing, it's a story of adversity and perseverance.
Absolutely. You know, to able to have to move a shop like he had to and not be able to work on the car in different places, what he did in 2 weeks' time to get that car ready to come out here, that speaks volumes for a family-run team.
Yep. Dedication. He wanted to be here and go after it. So great story. Great to have him here indeed. We have another great story that we want to bring you. And when we come back, we're going to have a special guest and get into that. So stay with us here on the Standing Start. And welcome back, everybody, to the Standing Start, our pre-race show for the Pirelli World Challenge Championships. Of course, this continues to be all part and parcel of the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Challenge presented by StopTech. And this is leading into the Touring Car A, Touring Car B spec race that's going to be coming up. And we're at the Optima Battery Fan Zone. Always great. Their hospitality for allowing us to do our shows here. We're surrounded by great product, and we also have a great guest here. Please welcome Leo Parenti. And Leo, it's great to have you not only involved in the Pirelli World Challenge, but obviously have you back behind the wheel of a car and for an extremely good cause. Let's first talk about that. This whole concept, it's called Maxton's Fight. Some people that are very near and dear to the Pirelli World Challenge have a son who is suffering from leukemia. They've come up with this Maxton's Fight charity, and this whole idea is really to help raise awareness and money for that battle.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be doing this racing on behalf of something worthy rather than just my selfish best interest. I thank all the people like Pirelli and SRT and obviously Pirelli World Challenge who made it happen. You go to the website, you make the donation. I've been using our little media as much as we can to let people know, and it seems to be stepping up. So thank God that Maxton isn't a fan of someone like Babe Ruth, that he's looking for a home run from me, but make the contribution and help the kid. He's a really nice guy. Super Max, I think, is his nickname.
And it's deserved. Boy, I'll tell you what a fighter he is. Let's talk a little bit about now the Pirelli World Challenge. You're running in the Touring Car B spec in this Fiat from SRT Motorsports. First of all, just how much fun is this?
There is no way that you can describe it accurately enough, show video of it, show the camera work, to understand what the experience of driving a race car, racing against real good competitors, and just putting everything at the limit around a place like this, Mid-Ohio. So I will do my best to convey as we can, as you do, but this is something that is unimaginable. I did this 17 years ago. Coming back, it's a reality check. You got to reset your perspectives, and I guess you're kind of interviewing from the back of the grid to the forward. But having said that, there's nothing like this. Nothing. I'm having a ball.
That's the best part about it. And Jeff, you've driven these cars. You have an understanding of that. And to be out there and have the opportunity to get out there in this scrum, it's got to be a blast.
Well, yeah, it certainly is, and I got to ask you about that. You know, it's per position improved, and we have some flat donations, but what's the challenges that you're going to face that you've seen so far in the car with that Fiat trying to get through the field?
So the car is a really good car, short wheelbase, a lot of balance to it, a lot of rotation to it. We're getting it to carry some speed down the straightaway, but I think it's a little challenge there versus the others. So a momentum car makes me have to set things up in some of the key places like keyhole. The back part of this, and I'm going to get some of the names wrong, from 5, 6, 7, 9, all of that, I find myself making a little time. And then there's a little bit of the Italian pucker up power as you go through turn 1, flat in this car, and up the hill, I think turn 11. Carrying momentum in those places allows you to get a set. Car's pretty good on brakes. We've been working on that, and the team and the crew and SRT have been putting the right pieces together to make me happy, which is a whole nother discussion. But the car's good on brakes. So I'm hoping, we're driving an Italian car, Italian tires, Italian driver, so I can do this. I'm hoping that we'll make some surprise moves.
Well, if anybody knows Leo Parenti, that section of track you couldn't come up with the name with is called Madness. Yeah. Perfect for this guy, one of the great personalities. Yeah, Leo, if you're struggling a little bit with figuring out what the names of the corners are, where this track goes, we got something you want to watch right here, because it's time for us to get to our Cadillac Key Corners and an amazing tour of this track with Andy Pilgrim.
I'm Andy Pilgrim, and this is your Cadillac Key Corners from Mid-Ohio. Coming into turn 1, 5th gear, down to 4th gear through this corner. Very fast corner, about 100 miles an hour in the middle of this corner. Coming out, got a straight shot up to turn 2, the old keyhole area. Uphill braking zone, long right-hander coming up. Hard on the brakes, coming in here. Very slippery in the middle. Got a little more grip on the exit. Critical to get a good return out of this turn 2, because you got a long straightaway. Long straightaway, downhill straightaway. In the middle, there's kind of a kink. They call that turn 3. It's really not a kink. It's not a corner. coming down to turn 4. Again, it's all downhill into turn 4, 6th gear down to 3rd gear. Heavy braking downhill. Right-hander, turn 4, through turn 4. Coming up to turn 5, up and over the hill here. The car goes light, back end goes light right there. Heavy braking down for 6, get it turned in, and now there's an amazing area up here through 7, through over the hill here. We call this 7A, coming down towards 8. Again, right-hander up over the hill. The car goes light, back end twitches, the tires spin up a little bit. Coming down through turn 9 on the back, it's a little bit of a kink. Uphill braking into 10, another fast corner, around 90 miles an hour through here. Hard braking, downhill again into this long carousel area, turn 11. Early on the power as much as you can, and that concludes your Cadillac Key Corners from Mid-Ohio.
Tell you, I've said it before, this is a grin-inducing technical roller coaster ride, and that's what a lap around this track looks like.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. I can't wait to come back and get a chance to drive here.
Yeah, I know. This is a phenomenal place. And, of course, we've got some racing coming up. Rounds 9 and 10 this weekend. Round 9 coming up for the Touring Car A, Touring Car B spec machines. This should be spectacular. Jeff, you're heading to the front straight. I'm going to head over to the booth. We've got racing coming up. Got to ask you, pick one guy, any class. What are you going to do?
Leo Perrette, we have our guest here, that Fiat 500. Let's go Super Max. Come on, Max Pirelli. Got it for you, buddy. Leo Perrette is my pick in TCB.
I'll pick Leo to make some money, too.
There you go.
Absolutely. See you in a minute. Revs coming up. We're green.
Big move coming off the 3.
2, 3, 4 abreast in some spots.
Side-by-side action.
He absolutely nailed it.
Three-way battle.
And we've got an incident. You would expect nothing less.
Oh, clips the inside apex.
Very racy. This is going to get interesting.
That is a brave move. What a pass. This is what World Challenge is all about.
Hi, everybody. I have transitioned to the booth. It is time to get this race underway. The 10th round of the Pirelli World Challenge Championships for the Touring Car A, and Touring Car B divisions. Again, part of the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Challenge presented by StopTech. And this track, Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, dry right now, relatively dry. There was a huge amount of rain earlier in the day, obviously, but at this point, the track seems to be pretty dry. Looks like we are on potentially for a standing start. That's what we want to see. 40 minutes of racing, 3 different classes taking to the track in these 3 categories, and it was pretty intense what we saw yesterday in that bizarre weather to start things off. Hopefully this will just be intense racing without all of the other commotion. With that, let's get down to the front of the grid where Jeff Lepper is waiting.
From the start of this touring car race, Jeff Lepper down trackside.
And thank you so much, Greg. Down here on a pre-grid as we set to start round number 10 of the Pirelli World Challenge Sports Car Challenge presented by StopTech. My name is Jeff Lepper. You just heard Greg Creamer in the booth as we are live on the World Wide Web at worldchallengetv.com. If you're here at the track, tune in on your iPhone, Android phone, or iPad, laptop, computer to www.worldchallengetv.com and watch round number 10 live. Just a few moments away here from our command to start engines as 26 cars over 3 classes in the Pirelli World Challenge set to take the green. 40 minutes all-out sprint race from a standing start right here on this great road course at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
All right, so as we are getting ready to go, there is a look at the number 37. That is Tyler Palmer. Had an amazing run yesterday as he came up from well deep in the pack, 8th spot, to a very strong finish. Ended up with the win, and boy, did himself no harm at all in terms of the points. Didn't get the fast lap of the race, so as a result, he will start second. And so it's that scenario there in TCB. Shea Holbrook, even though she was 4th, got the fast lap. She starts on pole. And Steve Doherty finished second, but got fast lap in his Skull Candy Nissan GT Academy Nissan Altima, so he will start on the pole. We are ready for our start command. And you can hear it right there. The field comes to life. Jeff talked about it. 3 different classes, standing start, 40 minutes. Let's give you a quick run through of the starting grid. Once again, in the overall, the fastest of the classes is Touring Car. Steve Doherty will be on the pole in his number 94 machine. Second will be the number 71. Won yesterday, his 7th win of the season to go along with 2 second places. Just unbelievable in 9 races leading into this 10th round. Unbelievable season, a record season in many ways. In the Grand Alarms Honda Civic from Compass 360 is Michael DeMio. Starting third, Doherty's teammate, number 93, Brian Heitkotter in the Nissan GT Academy Skull Candy Team Nissan Ultima Coupe. Starting in the 4th spot will be the 08, and he had a great run yesterday. First time this car has run in touring car, and it's great to have Tony Rivera back in World Challenge, this time in touring car in this Brass Monkey Racing Scion FRS Coupe. Starting in the 5th spot will be the number 11 of Adam Poland, one of our rookies in the Texas Track Works East Tech Motorsports Mazda MX-5. He's got a win earlier in the season. Starting in the 6th spot, a great debut here for the Pirelli World Challenge in touring car, Ron Yarab, a rookie, a doctor in the CTF, Children's Tumor Foundation, HPD, and Racing for Research Honda. He's a doctor who treats many of the diseases that those two organizations are trying to eradicate. Absolutely fantastic. That, too, is a Compass 360 car. Number 72, you've seen it earlier this year in the hands of Carl Thompson. Starting in the 7th spot, the number 19, the Chesapeake Electrical and Charter VW Jetta GLI of Emily Tomanovich. She had a fraught race yesterday. 3 separate incidents in the wet conditions, none of them bad enough actually to park the car. She was able to continue. It was very much a learning day for her on slicks on a wet track. It's only her 4th start of the season today. The only other round she ran was at New Jersey, so she certainly got great speed, second in one of our practice sessions, and yesterday was just a learning occurrence for her. Starting 8th will be the number 64, yesterday run by Bob Roth, today by Brandon Peterson out of Breckenridge, Colorado. The Fortune Hybrid and Competition Clutch Honda Civic Si. And completing our touring car field, the number 23, Kevin Anderson, a rookie in his Tech Sport Racing Mazda RX-8, and great to have him back with us. He had 2 seconds at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Struggled a little bit in those weird conditions yesterday. In Touring Car A, only 4 cars, but they put on one of the best battles that we have seen yesterday in that 9th round of the championship. Shea Holbrook ended up 4th after some contact between her and her teammate Jason Cherry. Late dropped her from 2nd to 4th in her Radium TrueCar Lucas Oil Honda Civic, but she had the fastest lap of the race. That's her 5th pole of the season. Second was Jason Wolf in the number 36. That was the Wolf Trucking Kia Forte Coupe that finished 3rd overall, folks, in a brilliant drive in the rain. But right near the end of the race, actually Shea ran just a slightly quicker lap, so Jason will start 2nd. That was Jason's 4th win of the year. Starting 3rd in Touring Car A is the number 98. That's Ernie Francis in the Breathless Performance Mazda. And completing the field will be the number 13, Jason Cherry, in his Autism Society of America AvPro Mazda. Just an amazing season for him as well. 8 top 4s over the 9 races to date. As I said on the poll, Chase Pelletier in Touring Car B-Spec, the Animas American Diabetes Association American Honda Fit, that's the number 12. Next to him will be Tyler Palmer in that 37 Mini Mobile 1 in Discount Mini Cooper. Then the 66 PJ Gronke. He will start 3rd. The Verax.ca Tundra and Mulligan Gold Honda Fit. Looks like we are just about ready to set this field on its way. 4th, yesterday's pole sitter in round 9, the 35 at John Heinrichsey, the Heinrocket Matic Chevrolet sponsored Chevrolet Sonic. Starting 5th, the 58 of Glenn Nixon, a rookie, making only, I think, his 4th start in the Racing.ca laptop screen Mini Cooper. Starting in the 6th spot, the 99, Austin Snader in the Everett Fresh Corp and SR Enterprises Fiat 500. We are ready to go. Revs are up. Lights are on. When the lights go out, we go racing. Round 10 is about to go, and a great launch, even across. Look at the move by Adam Poland in the Mazda, trying to duck down underneath. Brian Heitkotter couldn't quite make that work, and it's going to have to slot back in. Looks like DeMille was able to get away, and he did. However, what a launch by Stephen Doherty, able to come back on DeMille and slot into the lead from his pole spot. But look at Heitkotter trying to ramp the outside. Boy, both of them, a lot of rotation on those Nissan Altimas, and DeMille going to come out of that scrum, out of the keyhole in the lead. Then the 2 Skull Candy Nissan GT Academy cars side by each, and then that rocket start from Adam Poland up from 5th into 4th as they are now knifing down through the kink and now down into turn 4. And look at DeMille, the outside, he's got pressure, slotting down the inside. Boy, what an opening couple of corners here. And again, the big rotation that we saw from Steve Doherty yesterday. He's done a lot of work in a front drive car, and he said, I've spent a lot of time sideways because it was actually oval racing in a front drive car. And he said, I'm comfortable with that back end swinging around. Looks like an old ice racer to me, actually. And he leads it now over to DeMille and Adam Poland, 5th to 3rd, halfway through the first lap, Jeff.
Oh, and Heitkotter runs way wide over there at the number 93 Skull Candy car. He's going to lose the lead to Michael DeMille. He's into 1st place. Oh, and he gets hit by Adam Poland. They're both into the wall. It's not over yet.
Man, that is just fierce racing. Yeah, he got crossed up. He's got damage, though, Jeff. Back of that car looks broken now, that right rear.
Yeah, it's not going to happen there as he's got the toe out. He's not going to be able to turn left really good. Going to get kind of sideways on him. He's got his teammate right behind him. Does not want to hold up. Steve Doherty, your pole sitter, rips that bodywork off, but you do see that right rear of that Nissan Altima definitely rearranged.
Yeah, what a mess. Boy, he is all crossed up. So Highcutter, you know, he's been aggressive from the get-go, but he's got a long day in front of him. And the problem, Jeff, is that is just going to chew up, no matter how great a tire is, and the Pirelli P0s are of the best in the business, it is going to destroy that tire, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. It'll just wear on it and wear on it and wear on it. And he'll have to pit. They're not going to let him stay out like that. It'll be just a safety hazard, body parts falling off. Very, very unfortunate for that Skull Candy Nissan team.
Meanwhile, Tony Rivera, that absolutely pristine white Brass Monkey Race and Scion FRS Coupe has made the move on him, and also going with him the number 19 of Emily Tomanovic, having a good start to this one after a tough race yesterday. But the battle up front right now, it is DeMille with Poland. Those two guys, look at the different lines they run through the S's.
Yeah, Poland's car, that Mazda MX-5, more of a momentum car versus the Honda Civic SI, more of a point and shoot. So really got to get momentum. A lot of late apexes for Adam Poland in that East Tex Motorsports, and we're not sure what damage he might have with that collection that he had with Brian Highcutter.
That's a very good point. We'll keep an eye on that. Right now, it certainly looks like that car is fine, certainly is quick. Back into the touring car ranks. Look at the rocket start by Brian Price. Folks, he was well back. He had qualified this one in the 8th spot, and he is already up and by Tyler Palmer. An absolutely superb launch by Brian Price. You know, we talked to him, Jeff, in the pre-race show, and, you know, he got inspired when he saw that some of his competitors struggled in the Road America races. He ended up having to miss. He said, that lit the fuse for me to come back after this championship.
Yeah, he really needed to do that, and I was really glad to see that happen. He actually had to change shops there in Virginia Beach and wasn't able to fix his own car. Had to take it to a buddy shop. They got that car fixed. The Unlimited Auto Body, where they were able to finish it all off, but trying times, 2 weeks to get it done, he made it happen.
Boy, did he, and it's so great to see him back and this fiercely competitive. And as this field comes by, look at this, PJ Gronke and an absolutely stellar opening lap and has jumped into the lead. Chase Pelletier has now been able to come back up and get into second. He'd actually drop back to third. And Poland, full attack for the overall race lead on Michael DeMille.
Yeah, side by side, putting his nose in, the Mazda MX-5 all over the ABS. He's going to leave it there. Michael DeMille giving him plenty of room as he goes side by side. Good gentleman drivers here, good hard racing in the front of our TC field.
Well, you just saw, folks, DeMille knows that you can run the outside line, be off of the apex a bit, into the S's in turn 4 there. There is a little bit of stick, and he was confident he could make that work, so left the door open nicely. Now, that's the first part of madness. Here's the exit of madness. I love this section of track, and boy, are they as close as it gets.
Yeah, nose to tail, these two leaders, and that was perfect timing for Adam Poland. The last thing he wants to do that Michael DeMille has done over and over again is move up through that field. As Brian Price double pass there over PJ Gronke and Chase Pelletier. Tyler Palmer wants a piece of this as well, but it's going to be Brian Price in the lead in TCB.
This is TCB racing that we have seen all season long. That is your top 4, folks, and what a move by Brian Price. We've said it so many times, Jeff, the guy is fast loose. Normally these are momentum cars. Those little twitches just scrub speed. Somehow he just stays quick as that car looks like it is just dancing.
Yeah, you see him all over the ABS, all over the brakes. I don't know how he makes those Pirelli P0s last, driving that car and those tires that hard. Just a testament to these 15-inch Pirelli P0 tires that are made just for these TCB cars. As you saw PJ Gronke in that Tundra Verax Honda Fit get way up on the curb, 2 wheels. Tyler Palmer needs the points here. He won yesterday, still trying to gain momentum in this championship, needs all the points he can, trying to get the win.
I believe you'd call that being up on the bike.
Up on the bike.
He was there. That was absolutely fantastic. And sitting back behind him is John Heinrichsey, of course, who had an amazing debut day in that first race with that Chevrolet Sonic, the Matic Chevrolet sponsored car built by John himself. Boy, what a great veteran of the series, and it's great to have him back. And Adam Poland, once again, is still right there. Every time DeMille looks in the mirror, all he sees is that sort of gray and orange of Adam Poland's Mazda.
Well, Adam Poland got a new sponsor here this weekend, Texas Trackworks, helping out that East Tech Motorsports Mazda MX-5, doing some good setup for him, helping him out, and that's showing right now, second in TC and putting the battle on for the overall lead.
And here's your lead battle in Touring Car B. Again, Brian Price, that patriotic liveried machine, and coming right after him is Chase Pelletier. Then that little bit of a gap back to Gronke. Then the blue and white Mini of Tyler Palmer. And we've got two, then a group of two, then another group of two is the way that this is sliding. And you look at Brian Price in the lead, not a surprise that he just won one of our coveted awards.
Yeah, the Optima Battery best standing start, up 7 positions for that number 51 RP Performance Unlimited Auto Body Honda Fit of Brian Price.
Yeah, 8th to 2nd at the end of the first lap, and now he's made that next move and sits in the lead. And boy, that battle for 3rd too is fierce. Tyler Palmer, he just seems to be picking up a little speed now relative to Gronke, and he is just absolutely glued to the rear deck lid of Gronke right now.
Here's Adam Poland to the inside of Michael DeMeo down at turn number 3. Can he make it? He completes the pass. Can he hold it up here through the top of Madness? Michael DeMeo back to the inside. Adam Poland going to stick it on the outside, put his foot down right down here to turn number 5.
Boy, and you can see DeMeo was going to do the counter move, try and knife underneath, and Poland put that car in the perfect spot on the exit of 4 there to make sure DeMeo couldn't do that. Then he swung open, and DeMeo thought, well, we'll give it another run down the inside, but boy, Poland is just letting that Mazda flow right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was such a great pass. I'm going to go ahead and call that one the Cadillac CTSV move of the race right there. Adam Poland at East Tech Motorsports Mazda MX-5 over Michael DeMeo.
Yeah, that was spectacular. By the way, in Touring Car A, it's Shea Holbrook right now. Oh, and a bit of an off here. That's the 99 of Austin Snader.
Yeah, huge shunt here for Austin Snader. Not sure quite where that is.
Exit of 1.
Yeah, exit of 1 onto the inside. We do see Austin Snader trying to get that car moved away as quickly as he can. Does not want to cause a full course yellow. So great full course yellow. Heads up driving by him. He'll come down here as now that they're clear of that incident. Michael DeMeo looked like he was making a pass for the overall lead.
He's sure trying it, isn't he? And Poland's saying, well, you can go for it, but you're going to do it around the outside. And DeMeo says, all right, I'll give it a go. And that's a tough move right there. As you get into the keyhole, it starts to drop away, doesn't it? And it's such an important launch.
You get off that corner, and if you can hang the outside there and keep your foot in it, you might have some momentum down here at the end of turn number 3, especially the Honda Civic Si. Significantly more horsepower than the Mazda MX-5, better handling, better braking on the lighter weight Mazda, though, and that really showed right here in the braking zone into turn 3 where he made that pass.
Yeah, I wonder if that being offline just a little bit, as he's now going to try and knife down the inside of turn 5 at the top of the S's. Well, he's there, but now Poland has the inside down at the bottom. Now they start the run through Madness, and Poland back in front, and we're getting a replay of what happened to Austin Snader, and it just hooked, and he's going across, and boom.
Looks like Bobby Rahal there.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough. He is such a great competitor. Great to have him in this series. Meanwhile, Touring Car B, it is Price, but he is feeling some pretty substantial pressure.
PJ Gronke is wound again. Just barely nudges the wall there. He didn't quite have the speed and momentum that Austin Snader hit the wall with. Hopefully he'll be able to get back underway. You see him coming right back on the track. We'll have a new 3rd place, and that will be Tyler Palmer.
Interesting, too. I think, that when you just drop the wheels there, normally it's okay, but we've had so much rain now that dirt is, I think there's still just, it's like mud. It's just super slick. You catch it, it's going to go around. Speaking of catching it right now, Chase Pelletier is, you can't even see him. He's so close behind. And a new overall leader. This time DeMeo gets down the inside and has picked it up.
Yeah, that horsepower coming out of turn number 1 for that GrandAlarms.com Honda Civic Si. But it is Adam Poland looking to make the move back again down into turn number 3. He'll tuck back behind that Honda, get a good draft down into the braking zone of turn 3.
And guess what? They are already starting to catch the back of the field, the overall field here, some of the Touring Car B cars. This is when it gets real interesting. Boy, it would have been so easy right there for Poland just to tank DeMeo a little bit. And these two showing great respect for each other. Very close racing, but always leaving, enough room for a slice of paper maybe, but room between those cars. Now, though, DeMeo's going to catch traffic, and it's a matter of can he work through it cleanly, pops to the outside, gets around his Gronke, recovering at this point. And, boy, Poland's going to get trapped on the outside. Jeff slides through. Woo!
What a great move he did around PJ Gronke getting that lap car as PJ's recovering from that incident that he had with the wall. The car does not look like it's up to full sound, probably hurt.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a hit, but it doesn't take much sometimes. It's all down to angles. Yeah, look at this. This is getting interesting as now we have John Heinrichs getting around Palmer. He's third, and he's coming.
Yeah, he's coming hard as he got around Tyler Palmer right as that incident with P.J. Gronke happened, and that's that Mitech Chevrolet Chevy Sonic hurt the transmission in the race yesterday. They had another car over in the pits, pulled that transmission out, put in this car, and now just sets the fastest race lap by 0.3 of a second. He is coming.
Yeah, he is, and now here's that battle again. The overall lead, DeMio still trying to fend off Poland at this point. And you know, another guy who's having a really strong race, Jeff, is Nate Stacy. He's now up into 5th in that number 14. And of course, that's the number that matches his age on the car. He started back in 11th in class in the TSG Ford Racing Ford Fiesta. So a great run by the 14-year-old as he's now closing quickly on the back of Tyler Palmer.
And Chase Peltier to the lead, got around Brian Price. Yep. Brand new leader in that American Diabetes Association Adamus Lilly Diabetic Honda Fit from American Honda Corporation. Good company there with John Donner setting that program. A lot of great coaching with drivers. But look at this battle for the lead in TC as they're coming up to the battle of our TC B battle. So we've got battles all over this course, and now the leaders are with the leaders in 2 of our classes.
Yeah, I just got by Paul Holton. He's running 6th in Touring Car B. So the next group they catch is that group running for the top 5. And even though the cars are quicker, those guys in Touring Car B running in that top 5, they have no obligation to make it easy for these guys to get through if they think it's going to affect their race. So this can get real fun.
Yeah, even in our GTS that you saw earlier on WorldChallengeTV.com, even in the touring car class, it's that high-speed chess match that you always explain is where you get to this traffic. The first part is
a race,
and then it's a
war.
There you go. We got that going as he gets around 2 cars. The best thing DeMio could do is put that slice. No, Adam Poland right to the inside. He's going to get caught behind Tyler Palmer.
Well, what we don't want is to have that force Palmer off again into that dirt and have him hook back, but it did interrupt his momentum a little bit, and boy, Nate Stacy taking a run as our 3rd place in the overall run order coming up, trying to use that as an opportunity, I think, to close things in just a little bit, isn't it?
Sure is, and here's our TCA leader, Shea Holbrook, in that True Car Radium Lucas Oil Shea Racing Honda Civic Si. Haven't really shown much of her because she has checked out 5.1 seconds over her teammate, Jason Cherry, in the APRO Jets American Autism Society. No less than 90 guests from the Autism Society from Jason Cherry here this weekend. Great drop for him. Three-way battle for the lead in TCB.
And that was a pass. We saw Price do it earlier. 3rd to 1st for John Heinrichs. There's a reason his team is called Heinrocket. Drives like that. Even in Touring Car B, the guy is phenomenal. He's through, and it allowed Price to be able to come by with him at this point. So that is now Heinrichs leading, Price in 2nd, and Chase Pelletier in 3rd.
Well, that Matic Chevrolet of John Heinrichs, 12-time road racing champion with the SCCA, has a few of those championships right here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, knows how to get around there. He's in retirement now, an old GM executive, but enjoying it, built this car himself from the ground up. He says the 2nd car he's ever built, and he's just loving life and loving it right now in TCB leading.
You know, I said that too yesterday, and I think we need to change it. Not an old GM executive, an ex-GM executive.
Yeah, not old.
Because he's the youngest guy at Spirit at heart and is still wicked quick. 12 national championships, and he said, yeah, I'm going to Laguna this year. I qualified in both TCB and A Sedan. Let's do it. And I went, yeah, that's what John Heinrichs loves to do more than anything else is drive race cars.
Well, you talk about the different spectrums there between B-Spec and American Sedan.
I know.
But John Heinrichs knows how to get it done in TCB, but the battle's not over as Tyler Palmer way off to the side keeps his foot in it, though. Salt air under that. Good old rally racing there in that Mini Cooper.
You know, did he hurt the cars? That's just, maybe trying just to clean the tires off. Yeah, because they're pretty mudded up right now. But that's one thing we've seen with Tyler. He uses all the track and more, and he just doesn't lift. He understands the momentum aspect, and he says, I'm just going to let it flow. You know, just keep the wheel straight, keep her pinned, and, you know, we'll gather it back up.
But what a great heads-up move by that young driver, getting off in the mud, going down that straightaway, knowing that was going to affect him into turn number 2, jerk the car back forth a couple times, clean off those Pirelli P0s, get back at it in the keyhole.
And look at the pace that Nate Stacy is showing now. He has just reeled these guys in. Once he got around Palmer, he is flying right now, Jeff.
Yeah, he's on the pace of John Heinrichs, your leader, as he catches the back of Chase Peltier. Now going to have to try to find a way to get around Peltier as he goes up into that final podium spot. Emily Tomanovic in the touring car coming through this lead pack. She's still trying to battle in the touring car class. I believe she's up to 4th now in TC. Does not want to affect her race a little bit, and definitely does not want to affect this TCB battle for the lead.
Yeah, and like I said during the opening part of the show, Emily has showed great speed this week, and yesterday was a huge learning experience for her. Slicks in the wet, she was just too aggressive and everything. And you'd rather have somebody be too aggressive than have to teach them that. But today, she's driving a very well-judged race and has fought her way up, as you said, into 4th.
We talked about Brian Price came through into the carousel completely sideways once again. I kind of tricked myself open a little bit thinking he was going to loop that car, but he just puts his foot down, plants it, and that little Honda Fit zooms right out. Here's a replay of Tyler Palmer running off into the mud there, 4 wheels off into the dirt. You hit these little roads and jerk up. You'll see the back of that Mini just bounce up, and like I said, a great move by that Mini, a Charleston Mobile One Flying L Racing driver, where he jerked those wheels back and forth and cleaned those tires. Nate Stacy trying to get the 3rd place over Chase Peltier.
And it's going to be down into that tricky keyhole around the outside. Does he get it done? Chase making sure it's a fight. Palmer running way, way wide. He had, I think that may have been Tony Rivera down the inside trying to come up and through. That got Palmer well offline. So we'll see how things settle out here. Meanwhile, here's the battle that we're watching for 2nd in the Touring Car A category. That's the number 13 of Jason Cherry in that AvPro and Autism Society of America machine, being chased hard by the Breathless Performance machine that finished 2nd yesterday in the 9th round of the championship of Ernie Francis.
And Jason Wolf is coming. He's about 4 seconds behind, just set his best lap of the race in that Kinetic Kia Forte Coupe. And that Wolf Trucking, your winner yesterday, needs to better that today, catch back up to this lead group and see if he can battle for the win again, your points leader in TCA.
Boy, is this playing into Heinrichs' hands just a little bit. Those 2 touring car machines coming through, it gave him a little bit of breathing room. And today in that 64, in round 9, it was Bob Roth. Today it is Brandon Peterson, and Brandon giving it a good hustle. And here's that battle for 2nd.
Yeah, Jason Cherry and that Purpose for Architecture Mazda MX-5 using every bit of road. Ernie Francis Jr. behind him using more in that Breathless Performance Mazda MX-5. Lap traffic here on the driver's right of Andre Kiesel, the inside of Paul Holton, and that is exactly what Jason Cherry needed just to give him that little bit of room, and you see that pulls over 4-car link lead.
Yeah, and you can see that little bit of momentum that it cost that TCA car was enough, and it gives him that bit of a break. Meanwhile, there's Heinrichs, chased by Brian Price, then Pelletier, then here comes Shea Holbrook as she is trying to maintain that margin she's built up over that fierce battle for 2nd between the 2 Mazdas. There they come.
Right behind her is Ron Yarab in the Compass 360, the neurofibrosis CTF Racing for Research. And boy, I saw Shea cut down there. And I went, oh man, he's going to cut it right down. But she was watching her mirrors, knew exactly where he was. I'm not sure if Heinrichs had to check up a little bit because Brian Price sure closed the gap on the exit of the keyhole, tucked right behind that Chevy Sonic. These B-Spec cars make big holes in the air as they come down the straightaway, so you can really catch a draft down the long stretch here out of turn number 2 into turn number 3.
Yeah, and Ron Yarab there, as he's now, that's 2 different classes of cars, those 2 Honda Civics. And here's your battle once again, and Heinrichs, Price, Pelletier, that close and not too much out of it. You'll see Nate Stacy there, though, is your overall race leader, and he's been able to open things up a smidge, not a ton, but a little bit over that car. Adam Poland, good run by DeMille, but Poland has been fairly relentless, and now with open track, we'll see what he's able to do.
Yeah, 1.2 second gap over Adam Poland, and then another 1.2 seconds back to Stephen Doherty, so they're even on that. As last lap by, about a second faster was DeMille versus Poland.
Well, Poland has been driving awfully hard there to stay with him and maybe just put a little bit too much heat into those Pirellis. And again, Ernie Francis was able to reel in and be all over the back of Jason Cherry. Then he gets parked in some traffic, and it's costing him. And Ernie's looking to open that door up with a horn. It's a chrome one.
Right on the back bumper of that Chevy Sonic. Boy, master of literature you are.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
There we go.
Oh, it's just fun stuff to watch. Look at this. All of this battling has allowed now Tyler Palmer has just upped the ante once again and has reeled in Nate Stacy. So that battle for 4th is furious once again.
Yeah, you see the gap there. Jason Wolf coming through. Tyler Palmer, no fault of his own, as he thought Jason Wolf might have pushed him off to the course, tried to recover there, just dropped a couple wheels off, and that let the gap extend with Nate Stacy that you just talked about closing in.
Meanwhile, Heinrichs pushes just a little bit of wide in the keyhole, and here comes Price giving it a go. Couldn't quite make it work. And here comes Wolf. Again, that is the car that won Touring Car A in the rain, in the wet conditions, in a romp yesterday, third overall, but not quite on the pace that he wanted to see today. And then right behind him, this is that battle for it. Look at this, Price working the inside, and going with him is Chase Pelletier, and that's that draft you were talking about, the big holes they punch in the air. You get two of them together, they can just motor on by, and Heinrichs just that quick, first to third.
Yeah, Brian Price,
though,
way wide through the dirt,
Pricey.
coming back across. Be careful here. Does not want to lose a place, but he does. Second, now he's under battle for third. All tightens up as Nate Stacy and Tyler Palmer reeling in. It's Heinrichs to the inside, Price to the inside now, turn 7.
That was, again, absolutely sideways. Look at Nate Stacy trying the outside now. Tough to get it done there, exiting Madness. And look at this. Suddenly, Adam Poland has found life, goes to the lead, but DeMio going to try and out-deep him down into the S's. He's there. Can Paul? They touch. They touch. Poland tried to turn down, and DeMio ran wide on the exit. Wasn't a very hard touch, just a graze.
And that was the first time those two cars have touched that we've seen. So great driving there. It was just more of a little hit. But, boy, that gap that DeMio had, now Adam Poland closed right back in and battling for this lead once again.
We are already past halfway, Jeff. This race has flown by. We're at 22 minutes in, 18 to go. This has been absolutely fantastic. And while all that battling is going on, it looks to me like Steve Doherty has upped the ante a little bit and closed that margin down, as you would expect.
Yeah, Adam Poland was a full second quicker that last lap than Michael DeMio, so I'm sure if there was some lap traffic that played in that part, but if Michael DeMio keeps holding up Adam Poland here, that's going to allow Doherty to come on in. He was your winner at Road America, pole sitter today, trying to make it 2 wins in that Skull Candy Nissan Altima from the GT Academy.
Yeah, what a great addition having the Skull Candy team come over, and those Nissan GT Academy drivers. Two of the more recent North American gamer winners for the Nissan GT Academy, and just some great success having them in the championship has been a blast. And boy, under the brakes, particularly into the keyhole, he just got in extremely deep, Doherty did.
Yeah, and he just set his fastest race lap about 1.2 seconds quicker than Adam Poland and 1.6 seconds quicker than Michael DeMio.
Well, I'll tell you what, Price getting all crazy sideways as he came through the S's the last time. That has now allowed Pelletier to actually open up a bit of a margin, biggest we've seen in Touring Car B right now, as we continue to track this great battle into those very tricky S's here. And again, Doherty seems closer still.
Yeah, he's closing that
Boy,
gap.
They got traffic now.
They got TCB. They're behind Tom Noble up here in that 4R Motorsports Mini Cooper. Does not want to get hung up here. Tom Noble, good job by him by staying out of the way. Stays way offline, lets those 2 leaders go through. Now it's Steve Doherty. He'll go off to the left. Steve Doherty down to the inside of Tom Noble. Good run from them as well.
And now these 2 touring car guys, boy, they want to get by here, and they're by, and they've cleared those other 2 touring car B cars. So absolutely no exchange of track position. That was a great job by those touring car B guys, recognizing it's not just 1, maybe 2 cars coming through.
Yeah, it's really going to hurt Steve Doherty though with those 2 guys through the carousel, kind of hold him up. It's a 1 lane, turn 10 and turn 11 coming onto the straightaway.
Down into that high speed turn 1. We heard Leo Parenti say in a touring car B car, that's virtually flat through that corner. And Andy Pilgrim saying in the GT car, you're over 100 miles an hour there. Gives you an idea of the outright pace of that car. They're coming up on Andre Kiesel. Meanwhile here, that's Pelletier who just left the screen. He's been able to really stretch that. And that all really was a result when Price got so sideways, came back on. It kind of held up Heinrichs and the rest, and it gave Chase that little bit of a gap. They need something to happen to Chase right now, just a little bobble of some sort to bring them back into this.
But Tyler Palmer got around Nate Stacy for 4th. He's catching up in that Mini USA. Here's Michael DeMio and Adam Poland. Adam Poland down to the inside. Lap traffic there. He's going to use the traffic as a pick. Poland back to the lead entering the madness section of this track. Can he hold him off? He's got lap traffic. Going to go to the outside, back to the inside. What's the choice to make? Will they split these TCB cars? I don't know, Greg.
I don't think they know. They're just going whatever looks like daylight they're heading for. That's the solution here. Great piece of driving by everybody. That exchange side by side, different classes through the S's, no contact, clean as can be, and again, no big change in the distance between either of those cars in the classes. That's spectacular racing.
Boy, thank God Madness is only 5 or 6 corners, 'cause that's as long as these drivers can hold their breath through that whole section of track. If it was any longer, they'd be out of breath. But Michael DeMeo to the inside, way sideways. Poland runs way wide as they end the carousel. Side by side, they touch. Down to the inside, it will be Poland, though, that's going to have the advantage coming onto the straightaway.
And onto the straightaway they come. And again, DeMeo finds himself up front. Poland always runs a little bit wider line. He likes to get that Mazda to rotate, but I think it got in there just a titch quick, and he got way out there. And as you said, DeMeo able to knife down the inside. And look at this, they are coming up again on that top 5 in Touring Car B, and this might be the opportunity that Steve Doherty's been waiting for.
Dave wants these guys to get backed up. It looks like they're going to clear Nate Stacy. I don't know if they have enough time to catch the top 2, 3, and 4 in TCB, being Heinrichs, Price, and Palmer. We'll have to see how that plays out. They got around 1, 2 more to go. Can Brian Price tuck in behind that Mazda, make a move? He's going to try. He's looking to the inside. Michael DeMeo looking on the outside to protect. Anna pulling down to the inside. Chase Peltier, your leader, staying way wide. Now that's going to hurt his momentum as John Heinrichs is coming out. But Chase Peltier just breathed a little bit, let him back off, didn't lose too much because he could have lost a lot.
Well, and that may have been that break we were talking about. Ooh, there you go, a little bit of a hello. I'm right with you, buddy. Let's keep this train moving here. Boy, that's good, fun stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that little, actually, DeMeo may have gone, thank you, because that just gives you that little bit of a kick. But boy, Poland relentless right now. This is awesome stuff. And I'm just kind of curious to see whether that little bit of an exchange of momentum by Pelletier has maybe allowed Heinrichs and Price to get back into it and close that battle up. And again, there's those 2 different lines. You can see that it's just the way those cars work, isn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, that's just how those cars work. You need momentum in the Mazda MX-5. A lot of late apexes, trying to shoot yourself off the corner down the straightaways. The Honda Civic Si, you might be able to turn in a little bit earlier, put your foot down, plant those front tires, use the power of that Honda Civic to pull you through the corner and onto the straightaway.
And there's a look at Shea Holbrook, who has continued to just stretch her margin in that True Car Lucas Oil Radium Honda Civic from her own team, Shea Racing. And she's had a pretty spectacular season. I mean, you think about it, that was her 5th pole. She's had 6 fast laps. She's had 4 wins. It's a spectacular season. And she looks like she may be on her way to adding another one. But boy, here is this fantastic battle. And every time DeMeo looks like he gets a little breathing room, Poland just shuts that right down, doesn't he?
He sure does. That Texas Track Works East Tech Motorsports Mazda MX-5. Back to the inside, looking at one of these races. He's just going to stick it in there. This time he backs off again every lap. I think he's just trying to find his place where it comes down to 1 lap to go, where the 2, 3 places on this course that I'm going to be able to make that move.
Well, and as I said, both these guys know you can run that outside line through turn 4 up into the S's. There is grip there, and you can make it stick. So if you're going to make that pass, you've got to be way done by the time you turn into 4. And as long as that guy's got that nose ahead on the outside, he's going to be okay. But look at this now. As Palmer coming up, he's joined this group. He's bringing Stacy. He's actually underneath Brian Price and has picked up a spot. And Stacy trying the outside. This is that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Boy, Nate Stacy got way hung up there on the exit of 8, over the hill in turn 9, coming down the hill. John Heinrichs, Tyler Palmer, Brian Price, Nate Stacy, Chase Peltier has pulled away in his Honda Fit for 1st place in TCB.
Well, let's not forget, Chase started on pole in this one, had actually qualified on pole for round 9. In post-Q Tech, they found just a slight issue with the camber on that car, corrected it, but he still has been showing some really strong speed. And Chase has been giving it a great run. He had a great run up through the pack in that 9th round, so not a surprise to see him having a day like today.
And the battling that they've done for 2nd place in the TC battle has allowed Chase to pull away, and that's why you see that gap. No mistakes, nothing there. Just when you start going side by side in these TCB cars, it really hurts your momentum. Big draft from Tyler Palmer and John Heinrichs there, but Michael DeMeo defending against Adam Poland. He did stick it in there this time. Back to the lead is Adam Poland in that Mazda MX-5.
Boy, in Poland, you see that line, he suddenly changed his turn-in point, and I think he recognized that he had to do something to get that car right square in the middle of the track on the exit, or DeMeo was going to come back by him. So Poland actually changed his angle just a little bit, and it worked, as we are now 10 minutes remaining, 10 to go.
And Tyler Palmer to the inside of Brian Price. The battle for second, four-way between these two guys, Nate Stacey and John Heinersee. Tyler Palmer to the inside. Price going to hold it to the outside, stick that car sideways like he always does. But Tyler Palmer makes the pass up to the top of Madness.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And, of course, these are two of the guys that are right smack dab in the middle of that points fight, aren't they?
Yeah, John Heinersee is out of this championship. This is his first race of the year. Wanted to come out and have some fun. I'm sure he's got a big smile on his face, even though he's running fourth. But battle for Tyler Palmer second, was first yesterday. Brian Price, 5 wins on the year in that Honda Fit, 4 wins actually in that 51 Unlimited Racing Auto Body Honda Fit. And boy, is he on a tear as he's trying to catch back up. Another dollar to the boy jar.
Nate Stacey came in here second in the points, by the way, and another exchange for the overall touring car race lead. And boy, Poland trying to stay put around the outside. DeMille giving him a little bit of room, and that may have actually cost DeMille just a smidge of momentum. That may have been the only thing that might give Poland a shot at hanging on to this lead down into the S's.
We talked about that slingshot attitude.
Yeah.
If you can make it hold, Poland did a good job of that, but that's going to take the disadvantage away into this braking zone. Can Poland put it back onto the driver's left side of Michael DeMille? Does not do it. DeMille back into the overall and TC lead.
Yeah, Poland just checked it up. I think that's one of the reasons is that Poland likes that little wider line up through the top of the S's to keep that momentum flow in that MX-5. Now up and over the first of the 2 jumps that make up the Madness section. What a fantastic track. Now through 8, up over 9. There's the rise. Poland a little bit crossed up, but able to hang on to it, and didn't really cost him too much. Here's your battle, and now we've got, that's Emily Tomanovic that is working through that group once again, and Nate Stacey has gone around Tyler and is coming after Price. That is the battle for second. Emily a little bit wide right there, and Price trying to get around the outside of her, just trying not to get caught, lose any momentum. Looked like Stacey might have had a moment, and here comes Palmer again.
Yeah, right on the inside of Nate Stacey. Nate Stacey still accelerated right out of that corner. Heinersee back to 5th. Not sure how that exchange happened, but I had to think that had something to do with Emily Tomanovic coming through that field.
Yeah, I would think so. And of course, right now, Chase Pelletier is looking in his mirrors and going, yeah, I'm liking how this is playing out, because every time those guys get caught by a car coming up and working through them, it slows them down. And the cars that generally that have been a little quicker catch Chase and just go by him nice and clean. He even maybe moves over, grabs a little bit of a toe. That's helping huge. Speaking of a draft, here's another one. Look at DeMille now. He's trying to defend. Poland now going to come down the inside. This is going to be a braking duel, and we've seen DeMille able to make it work here. This time, though, Poland pretty much clear as they come through. So now DeMille sees he going to try and dive down the inside. He loves that tight line. Not enough room, Jeff.
Yeah, couldn't make the pass there. Adam Poland, I'm not sure who wants the lead coming through turn 1 and turn 2 on the last lap. Maybe you want to be in second place. You can make that pass down into turn number 3.
Oh boy, and here we go once again up and over the last part of the roller coaster into turn 9, and DeMille, the back end steps out. That cost him a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths, just like that. Made one little error as he turned in to turn number 9, got that car sideways, and there's no recovering as you come over the hill and off that off-camber lightweight there. But Michael DeMille closes the gap there as he enters the carousel.
And let's not forget, folks, yes, DeMille has had an amazing season, but Poland has a win at Road America, so he's certainly capable of this one. And, boy, he hangs on to the lead as they make their way up toward turn 1. Once again, DeMille within a car length, exiting 1. Everybody, nice there. Both of those guys actually had a little bit of room to the curb, so they're giving themselves a little bit of a safety margin and still carrying good speed for that run. Here's that moment by DeMille that is coming out of turn 8. Jeff, watch for that little bobble here.
Yeah, you'll see there's a good look at Adam Poland, but watch the back end of that. See it turning all the way to the left, hit the curb there on the outside, try to turn back in, got a little sideways, comes over the hill and sideways again. No grip whatsoever through that turn 8 and turn 9 complex.
So now, as we watch them make the run through turn 3, the kink, and heading back down toward the S's, Poland has to leave it. Look at DeMille closing it up again under braking.
Michael DeMio looking on the inside, coming down the hill through madness, and what a great online coverage at worldchallengetv.com. Got to give a huge thanks to Kia as the coverage here presented by Kia. Thank you so much for that. We have one Kia in the field here with Jason Wolf, your points leader in TCA, and tune in tomorrow for the GT/GTS second race of the weekend and watch those two Kia Optimas. We appreciate all Kia does for Pirelli World Challenge.
Absolutely, and here's your battle again for second in Touring Car B. Price has it now. Stacy sits third at number 14, the Ford Fiesta, then the Mini of Tyler Palmer, and then the Chevy Sonic of John Heinrichsey. And coming up on them is a battle that is continuing to be pretty interesting here. That is the number 64. Now, they're actually showing it's Bob Roth back in the car. We'll have to clarify that for you. And Tony Rivera, and they're having a solid battle for sixth in Touring Car, and they're coming up on this battle for second in Touring Car B.
Yeah, pretty sure that's Brandon Peterson in that Honda Civic now, as Bob Roth was in the car yesterday. They're sharing that car. One of the great things with Touring Car, it allows two drivers to kind of go for a team championship, kind of split the expenses, save some money. They're making their season debut here in the 2014 Pirelli World Challenge.
And Price with Stacy. Now Yarab coming through, and that's going to cost Tyler Palmer just a little bit. And Heinrichsey going to get a bit of a run at Tyler here as they come up and over into turn 8. Heinrichsey trying to swing around. Nope, not going to be able to make it there.
Yeah, but what about Nate Stacy? Look at this 14-year-old kid out here. Got a good head on his shoulders, good backing from him from Motorsports Development, a lot of coaching, a lot of go-karts, Kart Nation, running Miatas in the offseason, battle back in TC, but it's over and over and over. But Nate Stacy in third in TCB.
Boy, and Poland now using every bit of that road. And now DeMio going to try and stuff it down. There was another tap. It wasn't hard, but you can see it loosened Poland up just a little bit. And there was definitely a tap there. But again, both of them getting away with it. That is so close, Jeff.
Yeah, I believe Michael DeMio got out of it. I think if he would have kept his foot in that, definitely would have taken Poland out. Great gentleman, heads-up driver from Michael DeMio. But he comes down as he enters the carousel, completely sideways every time, as there is fourth place in TCA and point leader Jason Wolf in that kinetic Kia Forte Coupe, running fourth in TCA. Your points leader, not the run he was looking for here today.
No, it certainly isn't. But that little bit, that slowed Poland up on the run onto the front straight out of turn 13. And, well, DeMio, I think, had a little bit of a run on him here. But then DeMio ran wide, exiting one, did that little dance over the curbs. And that will affect things just a little bit and gives that margin back to Adam Poland. We are expecting to see a white flag for this duel, whichever one of them might be leading, when they come by the next time by start-finish.
Well, Adam Poland's pulled a big gap over there, and that seems to be where his car's better. As we get through the S's and down through that turn 8, turn 9, and the entrance into the carousel, Michael DeMio has a clear advantage. There is lap traffic ahead of him. Not sure how this is going to play out, Greg.
Nope, it's going to be fascinating to watch. Now up into the S's once again. And Poland, you know, when he's got a little bit of room here, he really lets that Mazda have some serious flow as he comes out of the S's and into madness.
Yeah, 3 wide of these B-Spec cars.
Hit!
Oh, there's Paul Holton. They touch with, oh, wow, this is...
Andre Kiesel involved as well. I think that was the contact. Somehow, Jeff, Poland able to just dance around the outside of all of that.
Yeah, Paul Holton got into the side of Adam Poland. He was able to recover and keep it straight, trying to get around. Oh, no,
Poland
he runs right off, and he spins off to the side, right in front of the TCB cars. Oh, big clear there. I'm not sure. Adam Poland may have a flat tire.
I think he cut a tire down in that contact. No. Well, something. Yeah, something just look. It just suddenly, like, it just had no stick. Jeff, you got to get your way down. You got a big victory circle you're going to have to conduct.
Yeah, still don't know who's going to be the winner, though, but we'll find out.
Absolutely. There it is. White flag, last lap. And, boy, I'll tell you, after that amazing run by Poland, to see that happen, that's unfortunate. There's the 71 of DeMio. And we're going to kind of see if anything, if there was some damage to Poland, what the issue might be as... And DeMio now coming up, that's Jason Cherry. That is a Touring Car A category car that sits third in that class right now. DeMio goes through, and DeMio closing on this race-long battle for second in Touring Car B now that he is closing in on in a hurry. Price, Stacy, Palmer, and first he'll get up to John Heinrichsey, and he's got Cherry now just sticking right with him at this point, up and over the S's. And knowing that Poland's gone, DeMio can maybe, I think at this point he's saying, I've used this car up, I pushed these Pirelli P0s, They're amazing, but they're just a little bit hot right now. I can back off just a little bit. Don't have to run up into this Touring Car B spec group and get caught up in something. And believe me, those Touring Car B guys will appreciate it. Now he's able to pull out, drive by relatively cleanly here. John Heinrichs recognizes that, lets him go. Ooh, Tyler Palmer, big wiggle, turning in to turn 11. That's a high-speed left, then up into this one section of track that sets them up now into the carousel. DeMio onto the front straight, and if he doesn't get by Palmer, Palmer will have another lap, but now he squares up, he comes down, and DeMio gets the win after an incredible race. He gets his 8th win of the season, just spectacular, and Palmer obviously has his race done. So what it basically comes down to now, Chase Pelletier, Brian Price, Nate Stacy, they are still out there racing at this stage, but what a day for Michael DeMio and that Grand Alarms Compass 360 team. Awesome stuff. There's a look, by the way, at the 00. That is the SRT Motorsports Fiat that is today being driven. Yesterday it was run by Leo Parenti, and today it is being driven, of course, by Dan Goodman. And Dan, a very talented driver that comes out of the Rocky Mountain Division in SCCA. Number of wins there, and of course that's all Maxton's fight, that great fight to help raise money and awareness to fight childhood leukemia. So Dan Goodman climbing behind the wheel of that machine. Number of divisional championships and wins for him in the Rocky Mountain Division out of the Denver, Colorado area. Meanwhile, there is Shea Holbrook. Last race, round 9. As she started the final lap, she was in second. She ended up in 4th today. There's nobody around her, and if she can just bring it home, you can see the little correction she's making, still carrying some speed, has the rhythm she likes through the carousel, and Shea Holbrook onto the front straight. She too will earn a remarkable one, a 5th win on the season for Shea Holbrook, and unless something drastic happens, that's the guy, Chase Pelletier, and that Animas, American Diabetes Association, American Honda, Honda Fit, onto the front straight he comes, and he will bring home the win after ending up 5th from the pole in round 9. He gets the win, and that is a very, very special one. That is going to be his first win of his career, and I'll tell you what, he suffers from diabetes, and that's the whole point of that car. They get drivers in that car to let people know that not only can you live with diabetes, you can thrive with diabetes, and it's just a great day for him. As it is for the 71 of Michael DeMio. Just what a season. This is a record-breaking season. He set a record early in the year with 6 consecutive wins. That's the all-time record across any class, any division in Pirelli World Challenge. So it's already been a record-breaking historic year for Michael DeMio, and now he adds his 8th win in 10 races. And where did he finish in the other 2? 2nd. So 10 top 2s in 10 races. And for Adam Poland, you know, you can see he's got the thumb out. He is thumbs up, waving to the crowd. What a battle. What a fight he put on. Nothing to hang his head about. Had that moment in traffic. That's going to happen. And then there's Chase. A great show there. And there is Shea Holbrook and enjoying a win after what ended up being an interesting little final lap for her and her teammate Jason Cherry. They got a little bit of contact, and it allowed Ernie Francis to slice through. Shea, no such issues today. Opened up a margin. Kept her head down, kept that margin built, and brings home a win on the year, her 4th, to go with her 5th pole of the season as well. So here are our unofficial results in touring car. It is Michael DeMio with that remarkable 8th win. Steve Doherty with Poland's issue. Steve Doherty comes up and slots into the 2nd spot after the pole that he had in the Nissan GT Academy Skull Candy Nissan. Then Adam Poland into the 3rd spot. A great day for him. What a great race from 5th on the grid in the Texas Track Works machine. Then Kevin Anderson, what a great story, quietly from 9th to 4th. Beautiful day for him. Great to have him back in the Tech Sport Racing Mazda. Then Emily Tominovic again in the Emick VW machine that she had showed such good pace in the Chesapeake Electrical Charter VW. Then Bob Roth or Brandon Peterson, we'll get that clarified, in 6th. Ron Yarub in the Compass 360 Children's Tumor Foundation Racing for Research Honda in 8th. And in 9th, Brian Heitkotter, of course, had that incident and the damage early in his Nissan GT Academy Skull Candy Nissan. So that's your results in TCA. Shea Holbrook, win number 5 in her Radium Lucas Oil Just an amazing day for her, certainly true car machine. Then Ernie Francis in the Breathless Performance car. Again, that Mazda, good run for him. 2 consecutive seconds on the weekend here. Jason Cherry in the Autism Society of America AvPro MX5. And then Jason Wolf, after that big win yesterday, slipping to 4th today in the Wolf Trucking Kia Forte Coupe. And then in Touring Car B, Chase Pelletier ended up with the pole taken away in round 9. Well, he made the point. Even after that tech issue, they got that resolved. He was still quick. Gets the win over Brian Price. Mr. Excitement, I'll tell you, what a story. Then the 14-year-old Nathan Stacy, what a great drive he put together again in the Ford Fiesta. Tyler Palmer in the Mini ends up in 4th. And John Heinrichsey in the Hein Rocket, sponsored, or that's his team, Hein Rocket. The team built up that Chevy Sonic, and again, a top 5 finish. Then Glenn Nixon continuing a great run for him in 6th. 7th, the number 65 of Paul Holden. 8th, a recovery day and a good one by Andre Kissel in the number 57. 9th, the 66 of PJ Gronke, who had started well up the order in 3rd, had that big moment and just never was able to gather it up. A little bit of damage to that car, and completing the top 10, the number 7 of Jason Fichter. So that is the story. We just want to remind everybody that we've got one more event coming here from Mid-Ohio. We'd love you to tune back in on our global feed at world-challengetv.com tomorrow for the second and final round from Mid-Ohio of the GT, GTA, and GTS category machines. So make sure you do that. That will be coming up at 1:20 p.m. So make sure and join us there. And we want to remind everybody, for our touring car coverage, check out MAV TV. We'll keep an eye on the website. We'll make sure we let you know when that is going to be airing. And for the GT and GTS events on NBC SN, NBC Sports Network, our enhanced coverage coming at you Sunday, August 10th at 1:30 p.m. That's a wrap from here at Mid-Ohio for the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Challenge presented by StopTech here on our global web feed. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.